Hi, Jared with Classic Touches. I am going to drive this in a couple different ways. Got this Twinstick kit. This truck's got a 18 speed in it. It came factory with air switches on the shift knob, just like most 18 speeds do. And I built this Twinstick kit to shift the splitter and the range. It is the most authentic Twinstick kit on the market. There's a few others, and they look good at the truck show with the doors open, but the way they shift and feel when you're driving them doesn't really feel like a set of boxes. This is not a set of boxes. It's still the 18 speed. It takes about half an hour to put this kit in. It just bolts flat to the floor. The kit comes with all the mounting hardware, the 2 shift knobs, the boot, everything you need to put it in and go down the road. A lot of the other kits, you buy the kit, then you've got to buy some knobs, you've got to buy a boot, you've got to buy different things you want to do with the stick. This one comes complete. This is all you'll need. If you want to do something else with the stick, it's completely customizable right from the base. You could change the size and length of the stick. 18 inches off the floor, 2 feet off the floor. There's a joint. You can do whatever you want there. It comes up to about the same height as your factory shifter in your truck for your transmission, just like a Brownie shifter would have been in an old truck. So at this joint you could do really whatever you want. The kit comes with this bent piece. That's the way I grew up. The Brownie shifter came up and had a bend, so the shift knob was roughly right above where the main box shifter was. So that's the way I build it, because that's the way I grew up. You can do whatever you want from this joint. Again, the kit comes with this, but you can do whatever you want from this joint. We'll go drive it. I'll drive it a couple different ways, like a 13 speed, split all the gears in the 18 speed, and show you a couple different ways that people shift 13s and 18s. Really, you can use this exactly the way you shift your 18 speed. There's no right or wrong way to shift an 18 speed as long as you're not going to break it. Just shift it how you shift your 18 speed. I don't like making the truck do a lot of work, so I split every gear almost every time. Sometimes I'll skip a few in the bottom half, but I like to split them all just because you have them, use them. So when this is set up for a 13 speed, this forward split position is blocked off mechanically. The same way that your shift knob, 13 speed shift knob with the red thumb button is blocked mechanically, so you can't push it into the high split position when you're in the bottom half of the transmission. So it's blocked mechanically there. You go over to this side to get to the top half, and then you could split the top half here.
We interrupt what you're watching right now to bring you this exciting story. Your cell phone
we'll shift it like a 13 speed, blocked off mechanically, can't get into that position. Okay, 13 speed. Go to the top half of the transmission. Now you can split these top gears. And again, just shift it the way you shift your 13 speed. Some guys will pre-select, some don't. There's some 13-speed transmissions where you cannot pre-select. The older 13 speeds would get stuck in a neutral and you'd have to come to a stop to get them back. So you wouldn't pre-select those. So if you've got an old 13 speed that does not like to pre-select, it would shift about like this. Get through the gears in the bottom half. Go over to the top. Shift up here. You shift your top one. Shift up here and then pull that down. I've driven a lot of old 13 speeds like that. When you forget, they'll remind you, because you get stuck in a neutral that you can't get back into a gear until you come almost to a stop. So you shift up into the higher gear first and then you split down, and it's pretty easy. Like I said, you get used to it when you're driving those old trucks. And they're fun to drive, those old 13 speeds. We get spoiled with our modern 18 speeds that are all, the splitter and the range are all synchronized, so you can, they'll go in pretty much no matter what. Luckily my jake brake's not very loud and you can't tell that I messed up right there. We're back up into high gear. Going down the road. Then shifting down the same way. Well, actually it's opposite. Those old 13 speeds, once you got to where you wanted to shift down to split down, you'd have to split back up and then go down the gear in the main box. So if you shifted this like that, it would almost, even more like a 5 and a 4, where you'd have to shift down the brownie, shift into the higher gear, and then pull the main box down to the lower gear. that's how it would work with a 13 speed. We'll go back to 18 speed mode because that's what my brain's been fighting this whole time trying to do. So a couple other ways I've seen people shift. And it's not right or wrong, it's just for preference. The transmission, as far as I know, I'm not a full-time transmission guy. I've only built a couple. As far as I know, it doesn't damage the transmission or pre-select anything. I've seen some people, they'll split and they'll come out of the gear and then back in, and that's fine. If you want to do it that way, that's however you shift your 18 speed. Just shift the twin stick the same way you shift your 18 speed. So if you do it like that, more power to you. You can do whatever you want. Again, it's completely customizable. It's very, very intuitive because forward and back in the stick is the same as forward and back with your little gray button or red button on a 13 speed. And then side to side is just to get you from the top half to the bottom half of the transmission. Anyway, so that's the Classic Touches twin stick kit. The kit comes complete, everything you need to put it in. Go to classictouches.net and check it out. Also follow us on Facebook and on YouTube for possibly some promotions that we'll be doing. I'm going to try and make a few more truck shows this next year, so watch for some truck shows, mostly out in the West. Also, watch for me out on the road. If you see me around, you want to take a look at it, flag me down, holler at me on the radio, take a look at it. Run mostly out west, so you might see me around. I've got the only Ray Beathers aero cab truck that's got straight pipes. Thanks for watching. Classic Touches twin stick kit available at classictouches.net.